and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this. You note the rating differences though. Toady 2020 and Crusher 1770, so quite a big difference in terms of rating there. But here we go, we are in, and this is it. Game number 1, round 1, Crusher versus Toady. Crusher down to, or off to the far west of the map in the blue. He's playing as the Turks. Oh, Turk War, nice. And over to the far right of the map in the east, we have Toady in the red, also playing as the Turks. So this map is Acropolis, and you know, we're going to see quite a lot of this map because this is every single game of the round of 64 will feature an Acropolis map. Next map will be Budapest, and after that, well, we'll see if we get to that far. So yeah, this map, Acropolis, it's pretty nice. I'm sure you guys are aware, but for those of you who don't know, I'll go over it very quickly. Both players start on a bit of a hill, which is great for defending, but they will be forced off of that hill very quickly. Now, they do have all of their starting resources on the hill. They do have their boar, they have their deer, and of course, they have the 6 sheep as well as berries and all of that stuff. But you will notice that wood patches are pretty bad. There is very little wood on top of this hill, and well, the patches of wood that are there, even if they're close together, they're not going to last that long. So it does force players to go down off of their hill and take the wood which is at the bottom and off to the side and in the center of the map. So it really does force players to take risks, and it forces very aggressive gameplay in the Feudal Age and of course the Castle Age, because it is a very hard map to do a full wall on, thanks to the center of it being so open. Gold-wise for Toady, well, he's got the main gold right next to his TC, which is quite nice. Stone at the back as well, which is all good. Second and third golds way out in the center of the map, though, so we'll probably see a town center coming down around here somewhere eventually, once they get to the Castle Age. So it's definitely worth noting where the gold spots are on this map, because if you can get a gold spot close to a wood line, that is a great location for a TC, due to this wood being so exposed. We've got a lake in the center of the map as well. Not really anything special about that. There is no big fish in here, usually. I'm pretty sure I've never seen big fish in here on a 1v1. Maybe there would be on a 2v2 or 3v3. But in this situation, just a small lake in the center for decorative purposes. It's a bit like a little oasis almost. So let's have a look at Crusher's map. He's got a gold right next to his TC, and that's one thing that seems to be a fairly common feature on this map. Gold always seems to be pretty close by. Also, stone at the back as well. And I think Crusher's location, his TC location, is slightly better than Toady's. You see how close he is to the back of the map here? That makes for a very easy wall off with houses or palisades. He can just wall across here, and he can build farms back here and be nice and safe if he wants to. Whereas Toady's map is, well, it's not so bad, but his TC is right the way forward compared to where Crusher's is, which just means it might be a little bit difficult for him to do a quick wall if Crusher does some fast aggression. Now, this map does lend itself very well to scout rushing, and in fact, when these guys do get up to the Feudal Age, I imagine we will see scouts, because they're playing as the Turks, and the Turks do benefit from free scout cavalry to light cavalry to hussar upgrades. So the Turks are pretty much confined or stuck with doing a scout rush. Well, I'm not necessarily stuck with it, because they will want to switch into archers anyway, but it does make sense for them to go scouts because of that free upgrade when they get up to the Castle Age. Now, if one player does get a significant lead and they keep pumping out scouts, then that will be a real big problem for their opponent once they reach Castle. So that's really worth bearing in mind. Obviously, it really depends how balanced this game is, and judging by the yellows, it is going to be fairly off balance. So Crusher now just luring in his second boar, which is quite a bit later than Toady, if you notice. Toady is, well, he has his second boar in already, and, well, Toady's score is slightly further behind. It could be due to scouting, though. Actually, I think it's, yeah, Crusher's actually done better scouting at this stage, which is quite good, actually. Having good scouting is always useful. I'm sure I've said that many times before. Toady, gonna take a little bit of damage on that scout, but it doesn't look like it will be too much damage that it is. It kills him. It doesn't kill him. He's still alive, which is good. Crusher's scouting a little bit better at this stage. He's not found Toady yet, though, but he's on the right track. He's heading the right way. And it seems like neither of these guys will be doing a drush either, which is something that the Turks can do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about drushing on this map. I feel like a drush could be really effective, but at the same time, it's going to be fairly easy to defend a drush on this map, I feel. Although, saying that, the wood piles can be quite far away. Yeah, I don't know. I've not seen enough games on this map to really say whether drushing is that viable or not. It depends on your civ. If you're Aztecs, then why not? But they're not, they're Turks. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens next. Crusher, 22 population. He's not clicked up yet, though. This is the disadvantage of taking your boar slightly later. He wants to go up now. Yeah, there we go. He's going to click up on 23 population, so a little bit slow. Toady, on the other hand, is already up on 32%, and 22 population, so he does have a slight advantage, though he is down by 1 villager in comparison. But that will mean that Toady will get the first military units out and will start to do the damage first. Now, I anticipate scouts straight off the bat, and, well, Toady's not taking any gold. However, Crusher is starting to take a little bit of gold here, which could mean that he will go straight into archers. It's kind of like, well, if you go into archers straight away, it's fine as long as you get a couple of spearmen to defend. Now, if your opponent starts really massing up the scouts, then you could have a few issues because you will end up making a lot of spearmen. But as I said before, if you have a lot of scouts and you get up to the castle age with them, they will upgrade for free, and then of course that's going to give you a nice advantage. But Toady now about to hit Feudal 98%, and let's see what he does. Will it be a stable? Will it be an archery range? It's going to be a stable. It makes a lot of sense, of course. Now, he has got a couple of sheep still under his TC. He's made really good use of his food so far. He's not taken the deer, though. And I think, you know, he could probably get away with taking the deer if he likes. He's got the feudal time advantage, which does mean that he will have the first military units out, which does also mean that Crusher will most likely be playing a little bit more defensively. And that, of course, will allow Toady to take these deer quite comfortably. Now, Crusher is going straight into archers here, and the Turks can be quite difficult to play. Now, in a 1v1, it's not so... It doesn't matter too much what civilization you're playing as, because your opponent has the same civilization in a mirror match anyway. However, if it was a random map, random civ, then getting Turks is not always ideal. They do rely on so much gold to be really effective. Pretty much every unit they can make that is good requires gold. They cannot upgrade their trash, aside from, of course, their scout cavalries, which get upgraded for free. And that could be a really big problem, because if you get forced off of gold as the Turks, then you are going to have a tough time, not only in the late feudal age, but definitely, especially in the castle age as well. So Toady now with 3 scouts out. Crusher's running back to his base, and, well, he's going to have to get some archers out quickly here. His archery range is up, and he does have a few out on the way. He's only got 4 villagers taking, 3 villagers even, taking gold at the moment. So he's definitely going to need a little bit more gold income if he wants to add in another range, which he should be doing about now as well. He does have the wood for it. So he's tried to make a little bit of a wall off here, and as you can see, he is starting to make a few spears to defend as well. So like I say, he shouldn't have too much trouble defending if he keeps these spears well located. However, if Toady does get a good number of scouts up, then if he micros well, he can deal with the spearmen anyway, and he's continuing scout production into the 5th scout now. Obviously, food can become a pretty big problem if you do a scout rush, so it is really important that you do that switch into archers if you want to have a good castle time as well. You can see he's putting down a lot of farms though, so I mean, he's got the option if he wants, if he gets an advantage, to keep making scouts and take full advantage of that. Crusher losing a villager there, but she went down very quickly, and I think Crusher did make the mistake of sending weakened vills over to the lumber yard. You can see these villagers under the TC, one of them's low on health, but this one over here should definitely be on a farm, and that is exactly what Crusher's doing, which is good. But yeah, Toady with the advantage at the moment, killing 1 villager so far. Crusher with 4 archers heading over to Toady's base. Doesn't have fletching though, so you know he's going to give Toady enough sort of warning to defend, or maybe not defend, but you know, get out the way, get his villagers out the way. At this stage, Crusher really needs a second military production building, and well, he's going with a blacksmith. So usually it is better to make 2 archery ranges and then make the blacksmith, because the blacksmith is all well and good, but if you don't have that many military units compared to your opponent, then that one upgrade that you get, fletching upgrade, is not going to be a huge advantage to you. But Crush is getting in. If he gets a villager here, that's going to be great. He will draw level in terms of villagers lost, and in fact Toady's gone back to base as well. However, Crusher will lose these archers. Toady is attacking them with his villagers, and of course archers are pretty weak with 0 armor and only 30 HP, which does actually make a villager pretty strong against them when a villager has more armor and more health, and well, only 1 less attack. So Toady doing the right thing there, actually pulling his villagers out to actually attack, and well, Crusher's lost his army now, which is a big mistake. He should have probably just gone back, sniped that villager and gone back. The problem is Toady knew his whereabouts already, and well, Crusher was not really in a position to fight these scouts now that they have bloodlines. So Toady definitely doing a sensible thing there with the bloodlines, of course. Adding that extra HP to the scouts will give them so much longevity against the archers. We do have a little pause. Toady's just paused for a few moments. We'll see how long it takes. I don't know what he's doing, but at this stage, yeah, Toady's got a nice advantage of 200 points, and he's definitely managed to get more kills and such at this stage as well. There we go. Right, the unpause, the vote menu. I thought it was going to break for a second there. I got a bit scared, but no, it's fine. So military unit wise, well, Crusher's got 4 ranged units and 6 infantry. He's got quite a few spearmen out, and you know that's in reaction, of course, to the scouts. He's actually sending some spearmen forward as well. However, spearmen and archers do not perform as well as scouts and archers, even though the spearmen are a counter to the scouts, and that's because the archers should be able to deal with the spearmen pretty quickly. And of course, now Toady has the bloodlines on these scouts. They should be able to take this spearman down, but I don't know what happened there, but he just stopped attacking for a moment. I don't know if that was like some kind of bug with the game or something, I don't know, but those scouts just kind of froze there, and Crusher got in quite a few hits for free, which is obviously a big boon for him. Let's have a look. Toady's eco, archers, expected stuff, and you know, he's not going to be that far from the castle age either, because you saw how many farms he put down. They are still working away. I was just about to say, you should probably replenish that lumber camp back there. And well, Toady's not taking any risks really. He's continuing to build the lumber camps on these little patches of forest back here. It's only a matter of time until they are forced down to the center of the map. But as I say, that is going to come a little bit later on. Toady here should have the advantage for sure. He's got equal upgrades on the archers, and of course these scouts adding a huge advantage for him, even though only, well, one of them has 2 HP, so they'll go down very quickly. But the other 3, with enough HP to tank a little bit of that damage and chase the archers down should they flee. But I think Crusher's happy with this position at the moment. The fact that he's got Toady kind of on the defensive. He's actually done more eco damage to Toady than Toady has done to him, but I think Crusher is probably lacking the speed, perhaps. I'd say the speed, yeah, to really pull ahead. Now, if we have a look at villager counts, I wish there would be a count that would tell you the total villagers, but it seems to me like Toady is definitely ahead in villager count, and also much closer to the castle age. He's just clicked up, he's on 6%, and Crusher is still feudal, and he is on, well, 0% obviously. No, he's got 182 food, 60 gold, and he's just doing wheelbarrow now as well, so I'm not sure if Toady did wheelbarrow, but if he's done it already and now he's going castle, that is enough of an advantage for him to probably close out the game once he gets to the castle age, depending on how long it takes Crusher to actually get up. Now, if Crusher looks at the score, he will have known that Toady's just gone up to the next stage. Oh wow, nice little harassment by Toady over here, managing to kill a villager off, and also defending his own eco with these archers pretty nicely. We've got +1/+1 for both of them, pretty much at the same time as well, which is nice. But obviously, Crusher did that +1 defense research a little soon. I mean, he could be up to the castle age if he didn't do that research, whereas Toady, of course, already up, and then he did the research. So he's prioritized his castle age time over the researches, and at the moment that's paying off for him very, very nicely. Toady managed to pick that villager, of course, back here, and well, Crusher really lacking the military outside of Toady's base, but he's defending back at home quite nicely. Will he lose another villager? Oh, no he won't. Will he? Won't he? No he won't. A nice defense by Crusher there, managing to take those pesky scouts out, and good timing as well on that, because Toady just about to go to the castle age and he'll get that free light cavalry upgrade. So perhaps for Toady it would have made more sense to keep those scouts alive and then attack once they get upgraded for free. So Toady now probably going to go crossbows, of course. Turks really kind of going to go the crossbow route, and Bodcaro as well. Town centre coming down on the front now. I would have put that over here, as I said, but I don't know about the positioning because the hills look a little bit awkward around here. Maybe Toady just doesn't want to go that far, but really I would have put it here and not here. But either way, he's going to get his TC up on some wood, which is definitely going to help him out quite significantly. His crossbow is now done, +2 attack and range is done as well for Toady now, and that is a potent force heading over to Crusher's base. Crusher, on the other hand, well, he's not castled yet, he's 64%. And look how many farms he has. He has a ton of farms. Not so much wood income at all. I think that is a little bit of a mistake here. His economy is a little bit imbalanced, to be honest with you. It looks like he's going to want to go knights in the castle age. I think that's the route he's taking here. He's just got to defend from these crossbows for, oh, I don't know, 60 seconds until he can start getting some knights out and repelling this. But there's a lot of crossbows, and with +2 attack and range, even knights are going to struggle until until Crusher has enough out. So castle age for him, he's not too far behind in age up time, but it's significant. Switching into some skirmishes, of course you cannot upgrade them, and well, knights will probably be coming out in a minute. But yeah, way too many farms for Crusher here. You know, when you go up to the castle age, wood and food are really important, but it's good to have that balance, because now farms are going to start drying up. Crusher cannot replenish them quickly enough, and he can't get a third TC down either. He's got his second one on the way, but yeah, very little wood income. He won't be able to make another military production building, which means he's stuck on one stable, which is obviously less than ideal. Being stuck on one stable is not good. So Toady moving out, putting up a TC on this gold as well now. His third one is going up, and well, Crusher's losing quite a few villagers back here. 2 going down on this stone, 1 going down I think on the gold, and well, Toady's got the military advantage as well. Crusher here could even upgrade to the castle age again if it was a possibility. He's got the food and the gold for it nearly. Forced off of gold slightly though, and that of course is a huge problem. For Crusher, maybe putting a TC on this gold would be a good idea. If he can get out to the front, a TC here wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, he really needs to make sure that he keeps gold income, gold coming in, because if he doesn't have gold coming in as the Turks, it is very, very difficult to play on. Crusher losing that knight very, very quickly there. The problem is with knights here is that he has no upgrades on them, and they will go down extremely quickly to crossbows with +2. So Toady's going to be feeling pretty confident. He's got 2 really nice forces of crossbows here. He's done good eco damage, and well, Crusher putting in some more skirmishes. I think he feels like that is his only real option at this stage, and I think he's realised as well that perhaps knights won't be such a good idea after all. Knights will be handy if Toady starts making some mangonels, but unless that's the case, I think it was probably best for him to just stick with crossbow production, to be honest with you. Toady picking off a few more villagers over here as well. And man, Crusher's lost quite a significant chunk of economy here, and he has way too little gold income at this stage. He's got only 6 villagers on gold now. He needs 7 on gold to make archers from 2 ranges, which is probably his best bet at the moment. But as I said, his economy wasn't really set up that well for doing crossbows. He set his economy up to do knights, and knights really are the wrong choice in this situation. So losing more villagers on this gold pile. His skirmishers here, as I say, not able to be upgraded, and well, he's leaving his base. He's sending out a counter-attack. A very, very risky move because he's been forced off of his main gold. His villagers are being killed inside of his base, and, well, he's going to try and get some revenge at Toady's base. Maybe make Toady withdraw back, but it might be a little bit too little, a little bit too late. Depending on how many villagers he can kill, of course. You have to get a good 15 or so to really draw level again, though. So, yeah, I mean, I think Crusher's big issue at the moment was lack of wood. He really didn't have enough wood income as he got up to the castle age. He, as I said, made a few too many farms, which meant he had a massive surplus of food, but not enough wood to keep making crossbows, not enough wood to make a third TC or anything like that. So, a little bit worrying. Toady as well here, putting up a university now, which means he's looking for ballistics fairly soon. Siege workshop on the front, so yeah, he's going to be closing things out pretty quickly. And, well, Toady's problem is that he has no food at this stage. You may notice he's got 3 TCs. He has 6 farmers, which is enough for 1 TC production. He needs another 12 farmers at this stage if he wants to keep all these 3 TCs working for a long while. But look at all that gold and look at all that wood. He could make crossbows for days, and at the moment I think that's all he's concerned about, because Crusher is losing a lot of villagers to his these crossbows here, and well, mangonel will cost wood and gold as well. But yeah, Toady's looking in a much better position at this stage, and he is so close to getting a castle as well. He's looking for that 650 stone. Maybe he'll buy some. He could do that and put a castle up. He probably wouldn't need to, but it is an option. Worth noting though, Crusher has the upgrade advantage on these units, which means he should win this fight if he goes straight up against Toady in Toady's base. But like I say, Crusher's lost way too much eco. His TC back here is, well, it's pretty idle, and well, not idle, but it's got villagers inside it, and there's just no villagers left on this farmland here, which is rather sad. Base race situation almost, only Toady has the bigger base, so Crusher's going to really struggle to do enough eco damage to pull it back, I feel, at this stage. Waiting for Toady's castle to go up. He's 615 stone, which means he is very close to getting that castle. He's got so much wood. Look at this. All of these villages going to wood. He needs more farms. That's the problem. Now, if Toady had Crusher's farms and Crusher had Toady's wood, then this game would be completely even at this stage, probably. But that is not the case. And yeah, as I say, Toady needs more farms. Oh, he's putting up some more farms. Fantastic. Yeah, I think he's realised that his TCs are like going idle and he can't afford to keep making villages. So putting up some farms on this center of the map almost, definitely a good idea. But yeah, I mean, Crusher's main TC is just so gone at the moment. His third TC is up now, of course, on the front here. But I mean, this is going to be a really uphill struggle for Crusher to deal with. Toady, as I say, so much wood and gold. He can make crossbows all day long, and he's on 118 population compared to Crusher's 65. So almost double the population at this moment. And I think Crusher's going to realize soon that he is not going to be coming back from this one. Villagers coming forwards, and there we go. Mangonel's coming in from Toady as well. It looks like he's going to build a forward castle over here. He's got the stone for it, and if he sticks a castle up here as well, then it's going to be, you know, really difficult for Crusher to even defend that TC. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much the end now. 2 mangonels for Toady, 1 mangonel here for Crusher. Now Crusher does get the mangonel shot onto these mangonels, then he could get both of them. But it looks like at the moment he's going to be fighting uphill, which is a huge downside. Toady out micros him as well there, which means that Toady, in theory, should be able to defend this. If he moves his crossbows to defend his mangonel, he should be fine. But there's the castle as well. And bear in mind, these skirms do have +2 attack, so they are taking down villagers reasonably quickly now. But even still, that castle there is going to be the end of that TC, basically. And that leaves Crusher with practically 1 TC at the moment, because this one has nothing, really. Knight out, though, and that's a good idea. Knights will be great, of course, for killing the mangonels. But yeah, this town centre will probably end up going down at this rate anyway. And oh man, Toady really needs to focus down on that knight there rather than the skirmishers. If he focuses on the knight, he'll be fine. He could kill that knight very quickly. There we go, the Mangonel's still up. This TC will go down. I think it's about time that Crusher resigns. There's the GG from him. And Toady will take game number 1 in a fairly expected result, to be honest with you. That was a fairly expected one. Yeah, so Toady's going to get it. Crusher losing that one, and that makes it 1-0 to Toady. And we'll go to game 2 in a minute, which is going to be Budapest. So thanks a lot for watching anyway. Game number 2 coming up in just a moment's time.